Good afternoon. Today I'm continuing the chapters from No Naked Walls, available on Amazon by me, Lee Benson. And these next few chapters tell you more or less an insight to the real world of art galleries, I don't think. This chapter is called Red and Black. I learned very quickly one thing about having a business, is that everyone wants your money. And every magazine wants you to advertise. So you're bombarded with ABC, best areas, telephone directories, monthlies, quarterlies, rate cards, etc, etc. At first I'm flattered to think that these people want my gallery in their publication. Ha! Don't think so. Take your money and go. Eventually I snap, and when approached by the latest magazine to hit the area, start asking, how much would you like to pay me to go in your magazine? That stops most young trainee salesmen and women, but one such person, whom we shall call Tracy, won't take no for an answer. She keeps on ringing and leaving messages, speaks to both my team, who fail to fob her off, and despite being told that we're not interested, somehow manages to push them into arranging an appointment to see me. I find this out from Belinda, passing by for a fleeting moment on her way out of the gallery to an early lunch. Thanks, Belinda. I'm arranging a beautiful glass sculpture on her plinth, enhancing her beauty by moving it an inch to the left, when an unrecognised female voice says, "Leave it just as it is. I think it's perfect." I don't think I've begun hearing voices in my head, so I turn around to meet a tall, sharply dressed lady with an obvious split in her skirt, designed in, not torn, you understand? And as she moves, her knee keeps saying hello to me and to the rest of the world. She's also wearing a slightly over-tight white blouse with a revealing neckline. Her perfume fills the room, drowning out the wonderful aroma of fresh oil paintings and well-polished surfaces. I do love ranging things in my house. I bet I'll be great in a gallery. She's already greatly trying my patience. I don't tell her that, though. May I help you, I ask? Well, that depends, she laughs. I'm Tracy, and you're so difficult to get to see. Well, my dear, here I am in front of you now, so what can I do for you? I'm breaking my old rules here. I've always said, actually preached, never use the word can, as in, can I help you? It invites answers like, yes, I want my kitchen decorating and my satin bed sheets need ironing. Using the word may gives a far more positive platform for ongoers. If you like a few more tutorials on my pet hate phrases, stay behind after these chapters and we'll sort you out, okay? I have the most wonderful offer, she starts, which is only applicable today. Where can we sit down and talk? Well, I say, looking around the gallery, any place you like. Well, somewhere a little more intimate, she suggests. Since the gallery doesn't have a bedroom or lingerie department, wherever could she mean? Her smile is artificially beautiful. Let battle commence, I think. What's behind that door? She strokes the wooden lacquered surface caressingly. Well, would you believe a kitchen area? Mild amusement on my part. Well, let's put the kettle on, or, as you're a gallery, how about something stronger? Tea or coffee, I offer. We're not doing too well here, are we? Says Tracy. It's only a drink, I say. You know what I mean, she says. I know exactly what you mean, I say with a sigh of relief. Oh, good, said Tracy. Where shall we do it? Do it, I exclaim, raising my vocals 2 tones. The kettle's on, and it won't take too long. I always get my way. And with that she begins to hoist her skirt, revealing black lace stocking tops, black suspenders, and a pair of minuscule pillar-box red panties. What's a man to do? Listen, friends, I'm not that naive. However, it's a small kitchen, and I do say flippantly, have you ever had sex on a ladder? That stops her in her tracks. A moment's thought, and she says, can't say I have. My stockroom is adjacent to the gallery, and praying for Julian to understand this as a plea for help, I call out, just going to the stockroom, Julian. Shout if you need me. The stockroom is full of shelves stuffed with artworks, along with boxes and rolls of bubble wrap. A ladder stands propped up against the back wall. Tracy climbs onto the first rung, hoisting her skirt yet again. What do you suggest we do next? Are you serious? I ask. What am I going to tell my boss? That sometimes a shag won't get you exactly what he wants you to get? Actually tell him, I'd like a full page for 1/10 of your rate card, and that's the deal. She pulls down her skirt and straightens her attire. Don't you want to have me? She asks dejectedly. Pretty underwear, I say. However, I shall decline, thank you. At that precise moment in time, the door crashes open and Julian storms through it, raising an eyebrow to convey that 2 and 2 make 5, spins on his axis, shouts out the word disgusting, and leaves. I think that'll be all for today. I'll look forward to hearing from you with a positive outcome. The parade back through the gallery is priceless. Belinda's back from lunch, all eyes are on me for sure, but not a word is spoken. Hopefully, that will be the last we hear from Tracy. And the next chapter is called Cerulean Blue, which is a beautiful blue. It starts off with a letter. Dear Sir, I'm a sculptor and I'd like to show my work. I've enclosed a couple of photos, a bit dog-eared, but they show you what I do. Could you come and see me? Signed, Nick. There's a crinkled photograph of a horse's head, obviously carved out of a tree stump with biro scribble across the image. Then there's a female torso, rather well proportioned, entitled Emma, and a large felled tree in a field and one word scribbled on the back, shark. I have to say I'm intrigued by its title, and as far as one can see, the tree has neither dorsal fin nor tail, but I suppose, with the deployment of a vast amount of imagination, it could be a shark. I decide I need a day out, so seeing this sculpture is a good excuse. A hunch, say, might be even worthwhile. I try the mobile number given in the letter. It rings out for ages and then someone answers shouting, What? Is that Nick? I shout back. The background noise reverberating down the line from his end is a tad above dangerous decibel levels. No, it's Pete. Nick's busy. It's his phone, no. Tell him I'll come and see him this Wednesday, midday. Meet him in the pub in the village, comes the reply. The line went dead. Wednesday comes round and I set off on a 2-hour jaunt to get there, respectably late in accordance with standard pub etiquette. Blessing the motorway traffic, I actually managed to arrive in the village by 1:15, and it's not difficult to find the pub. There's only one small church, one church hall, and a scout flag flying proudly, a few small cottages littered around as if they'd forgotten to build a sensible road. I walk in and the place falls silent. You looking for Nick? Said the barman in a thick accent. I am indeed. Is he around? He'll be out back, through that door. Thanks. In the backyard, sitting on a barrel, well, more like slouched and about to fall off a barrel, is a long-haired, well-weathered chap of indeterminate years. His lumberjack shirt is covered in wood shavings and dust, and while his gigantic black boots should have been thrown away at least 5 years ago. A t-shirt, emblazoned with the words, Revolution my arse, completes his well-selected ensemble. About fucking time, Nick says, trying to get off the barrel and falling onto the cobblestones. I've been here since 11. You're pissed, I merrily observe. Not that pissed to know a bloody dealer when I see one. You're all the same, you lot. Fucking suits and leather shoes and all fucking same. He lunges forward and grabs hold of me, more to steady himself as he carefully dusts himself down and slaps his knees hard with his hand. I'm thirsty. And I'm hungry. Suddenly, he pulls himself erect, stares right into my face for longer than could ever be comfortable, and politely says, Well, that's the intro's done with. I hate meeting new people. His heel turn and progress through the back door and into the bar can best be described as deliberately careful. Surely this is not going to be one of those sort of days, I think. In the bar, the locals are all laughing. This one's on me, says the barman. You look like you need a snifter. Suffice to say that the food is actually rather good. Freshly made soup, thick sliced tasty bread and a cheese shop quantity of cheese on the plate. I want to show you my shark, Nick says. It's not far from here, but I better drive. I suffer a few moments of dread as to what he might drive. I'm not disappointed. It's an old Land Rover with all its doors missing and an array of ladders tied down with old ropes on the roof. Sitting on the driver's seat is a scraggy mutt, while 2 sleeping cats are moulting nicely on the passenger seat. Massive chainsaw and oil can more or less fills the rest of the cabin. Hop in, says Nick. No mean feat for sure. The vehicle stinks of stale oil, cat wee and old trainers. Thank God for the all-round air conditioning. The Landy starts straight away and the gears crunch in resentment. There are no safety belts and no sign of anything to really hold on to, apart from one's breath. We begin to pick up speed, probably because the road becomes a steep hill. downwards. Slow down, please. Can't, mate. The brakes are shite. But this is no time to be an atheist. Please, God, let this rust bucket stop. Suddenly, Nick turns right into what looks like a solid hedge, but miraculously is an undefined lane covered in brush and bramble. We don't want everyone to know where we're going, he laughs, and the vehicle jumps and bounces and bucks like a manic bronco about to shake off its rider. At this point, the mutt farts and jumps out of the moving car. Next second, the vehicle bounces so hard to the left that I'm thrown out into a ditch full of muddy, green, slimy water. The world stops for a few moments. I lie on my back and look up at the sky. It's a perfect summer's day with a clear blue sky, a cerulean blue sky. Ah, goes Nick, bringing me back to earth. He's also ejected and is standing watching the Landie's progress. It comes to an abrupt halt, minus a front wheel, which continues bouncing down the field. Bollocks, he adds. For a moment my thoughts are disorientated, and then I think, what was it the dog knew that us mere mortals didn't? Oh, fuck it, says Nick. It's always coming off. I'm soaked. Luckily, I'm unhurt, but I'm not sure a dry clean will restore my suit. Bloody stupid idea wearing smart clothes on an expedition into the country. Memo to self, don't do it again. Nick sets off across the field, followed by the two cats. There's something strange about domestic loyalty. Actually, there's a lot stranger about Nick. We walk for a few hundred yards, and there, right in front of my eyes, is the exact tree from the photograph. In the flesh, or to be exact, in the wood. Is this it? I ask. Yes, he hisses. My shark. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's a bloody felled tree in the middle of a field, I say. Look amazing in your gallery, don't you think? Now, I have an active imagination, but seeing the massive log in its raw state takes a lot of creative thinking. No, I state, I can't. A couple of grand will look better than the real thing. Are you really expecting me to shell out $2 for a tree? Shark, Nick growls. It's a fucking shark. It's a statement of pure art. He's mad. He's seriously deranged, and I'm beginning to think possibly dangerous. Have you anything else I could see? I smile hopefully. Oh, horses and nudes, he says. Loads of them. He starts off up the hill with his menagerie following, including the mutt. In for a penny, I say to myself, and splodge up the hill following Nick like a clown in a very peculiar, not to say particular, circus parade. Luckily, we haven't off-roaded far from the village, although on foot it does seem much further than far. Here we are. My place, says Nick, shoving hard at the wooden split barn door. It smashes against the wall and the pot crashes to the ground. Inside, sitting cross-legged on the floor, holding a baby to her breast, is a young woman. She's of the inspirational wooden torso. Ah, you must be Emma, I say. Nick's captured you exactly. It seems like the right compliment to pay. Are you any good at changing nappies, she says. He's useless. She inclines her head to Nick's direction. He doesn't notice. His energies are directed towards rolling up. And it doesn't take long for me to realise that this is no ordinary cigarette. The smell of heavy grass fills a small room. This is going to be one of these days after all, I think. A little toddler, stumbles into the room full of snot and covered in mud. Takes after his dad, Emma says, filthy dirty all the time. But despite the grass, I can sense a distinct lack of love and friendship filling the small room. Despite the mad sculptor and his young paramour, 2 kids and 3 pet animals. Correction, make that 3 kids, another little girl crawls into the room to join the party. The hunch which brought me here is taking a spiralling fall in the wrong direction. One of the cats hisses a crawling child, and Nick throws a folder at it, narrowly missing it. It springs open and hits the floor. What falls out is breathtaking. They are the most superb drawings and sketches of female nudes and lots of horses, beautifully executed. Everybody wants to sell these bloody paintings. Nick sounds upset. They're superb. Oh, sod that, he says. I want to make my shark. My shark! And then he exits the room stage right, with all the injured grandeur of a Shakespearean actor. Well, says Emma, can you or can't you change nappies? This is the last time I'll ever wear a suit to visit an artist again, no matter what. Thank you.